calls for accountability intensify as government looks into DPWH flood control projects. Joining us today is DPWH Secretary Manuel Bonoan. Good to have you on, Sec Manny. Welcome to the program.
Good morning, Kathy. Good morning po to our listeners.
So how are you holding up, sir, as the Senate investigations carry on?
Well, yes, it's still going on, and I think there are things that we need to undertake in this process. Anyway,
Which one, sir?
we continue actually the investigations that we're undertaking in areas where there seems to be some problems, issues, and as directed also by the President, we have to continue our investigations, particularly in the Bulacan area.
Well, Secretary Babe Singson is asking where the former secretary himself is asking where the 350 billion pesos went. What has your agency validated so far, and what you've confirmed that the Senate investigation as ghost projects?
Well, I think the 350 billion master plan that the former secretary is talking about is the master plan for flood control program for Metro Manila. It's not for the entire country. I have to look into that because I think what I know is actually this is the master plan that was undertaken through the World Bank, and the 351 billion would be the total cost of the projects or programs that are included into that master plan in Metro Manila.
Well, speaking of Bulacan, sir, the President said he is no longer just disappointed, he's angry at what he's seen in the province. Let's just listen to this.
I'm sure that anybody...
Thank you.
Disappointed, sir? Yes, disappointed.
Extremely. More than disappointed. I'm getting very angry. This is what's happening.
As the investigations dig deeper in, Secretary Manny, many are just asking, how did the substandard or ghost flood control projects transpire under the DPWH's watch?
Well, I think these are the projects. This is what we are trying to unearth. Actually, how did it happen? Because notwithstanding the many supervision protocols in the implementation of this project, meron pa rin mga nangyayaring ganito. I really expect. And I think this is a very isolated case naman, mostly in the Bulacan, in this particular engineering district in Bulacan. So we're trying to look into how did it happen, how are we involved, and everything. So we are now documenting it so that we can find all the necessary sanctions and charges that we want to be implemented.
Bakit po natin nasasabing isolated lang po yung naganap sa Bulacan or natuklasan sa Bulacan?
From the validation process that we have undertaken during the last few weeks, only in Bulacan, ito lang naman sa Bulacan ang nakikita namin na merong ganitong situation. All the rest, the mga from the other regions and districts, I have not been given a report of a similar instance na meron mga ghost projects. No? I think there are projects that seem to have been damaged or deteriorated and things like this, but not ghost projects that we are talking about.
There's a lot of potential problem areas to consider. Nasabi niyo na nga po yung monitoring, but it could also be in flood procurement processes or local contractor collusion. Where do you think po is the biggest issue? Where does the DPWH see the most urgent structural reform needed?
Well, I think we have to. I think we have all the supervision and implementation protocols in place, but I think they can still manage to do something like this. So I think ang importante dito is we have to set the example that anybody who has actually been involved in this should be penalized and should go sanctioned and everything. You know? So that may pakita natin that we are sincere of tinitignan natin yung portability of our people in the department as well as actually yung pollution with contractors if there is any. Kailangan din, you've got contractors and maybe other forces and yung internal force namin sa district offices and anybody, kailangan pa namin tingnan lahat.
Senator Kiko Pangilinan po posted on his social media demanding accountability. Babasahin ko lang po. Sa ganitong katinding trilyong pisong halaga ng pagnanakaw sa gobyerno sa ilalim ng Public Works, bakit hindi pa nagre-resign yung Secretary ng Public Works? Ano po ang response ninyo sa hamon ni Sen Kiko?
Well, I leave it to the President po nito. I am at the pleasure of my tenure is at the pleasure of the President also.
But how do you intend to restore public trust in the DPWH as it is?
Absolutely. I think this is what I'm trying to do because I think, let me also point out that many of the projects that we reported to have been completed are projects that were started in the previous administration. They were only reported as completed during the first few years of this administration.
All right, we'll leave it there po, and thank you so much for your time, Secretary Manny Bonoan of the DPWH.